depending on what the director's wanting at the time. A good shot from that, and I'll show you all when we go through this melt, is kind of a good shot from that is like when somebody gets a double or a triple, and their dugout is that player's dugout. They'll often have some kind of good react looking into that dugout. So that's a pretty good shot from there, especially on the replay side, obviously. Camera 2, that's your regular ball follow. It'll be following game action. We start replays out there a lot. I'd say we start defensive replays, for example. We might start that from the hit, so we might see the whole play from that, and then we'll go to what camera 3 is, your high first look. And that'll be more towards the end of the play, looking to see exactly what happened, looking to either see a dive in play, something like that. If the camera 3 look is good and you're just looking for one play of the defense, I'd say as a producer, I'd like to go to that camera 3 look more often, because camera 2 is what your viewer just saw. Because camera 2 is your main game camera anytime ball's in action. Camera 4, your center field camera, pitcher, obviously pitcher versus batter. You'll be looking for anything that happens on the field or during an at-bat. Let's say we're starting with, we're trying to see a home run. We're doing a home run sequence. Your producer will either mostly want to start with that camera 4 look of the swing, or if they want to see the side swing, they'll start with that camera 1 or camera 5 look. Another good thing to see during that camera 4 is you can see during the play, push into reacts is a thing that camera 4 op will usually do, either on the first base side or at third base, anywhere really. I'll show you all a couple examples of that. Another thing watching out for camera 4 is sometimes you might not want to see the swing from that, but if they're following that runner down, if it's a close play at first, camera 4 is sometimes your best look of if he is safe or if he's not, because you can see the ball fully go into the glove of the first baseman from that camera 4 look. And then camera 5, obviously it's kind of it's the opposite of camera 1, looking for those righty batters swings. And then a big thing that you're looking for is if they didn't show it live, a lot of times your producer will want to show a runner scoring on that camera 5 look. They should always be following that runner scoring. If anyone had to guess, why do we get camera 5 instead of camera 1 to score runners? Anybody have a guess?
It's a better view of third base coming home.
Yep. It's right. It's their face instead of their back. Exactly. Cool. Yeah. We'll get into kind of showing some clips real quick, and then I'll get you all to just make a couple packages. Do you have anything, Siani, about anything I just said?
I would say reactions play a bigger part in baseball, softball. Not that they don't in any other sport, but I feel like they're easier to work in more often.
Yeah.
Like there's just
Give a little bit more time in between plays.
So go ahead and like find the reactions, whether positive or negative,
and sell those to the producer, because the producer is looking at a million different things, especially during baseball, softball. That's a thing during baseball, softball in general is a baseball, softball field is so much bigger than any other venues we play at, other than soccer. But there's stuff going on at all different places. Unlike soccer, it's kind of all in one area. Baseball, softball, you've got dugouts doing stuff. You've got obviously the player running around the bases. You've got the pitcher's reaction. You've got what's happening in the outfield. Like there's stuff going all over at once. So your producer's not going to see everything. So this is a sport where I'd say selling is a very big key in any three of these positions. Cool.
Yeah.
You want to go through that, Siani, or do you want me to run through it?
I can go through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it starts out with just camera. Let me see. Which one did I put over here? Yeah, this. So
This
yeah,
one?
this
Okay. Cool. I'll just play it. You talk about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And feel free, you jump in, anybody else jump in as well if you need to.
Cool.
I think so. This one was a double play. That was kind of that angle that I'm saying you might not want this shot of him swinging it. You might not want him swinging it here, but you might want that end of was he safe or not? Because as you can see here, you can see that ball go in the glove, and actually he ended up being safe, in my opinion. Like that ball is kind of out of the glove before he ends up getting on the bag. So that's sometimes your best look at those plays at first. And usually when we have it, it ends up looking a little bit better than this one does. But so that's one thing I'll say with replays, especially in baseball, is just because your initial look isn't the best thing, don't give up on it, because here you're definitely not going to want him grounding out you're not going to start a sequence of him grounding out from camera 4 unless talent asks for it or something, because they want to see something about his swing. But you might have this part of that play to show that he might have been safe in this instance. This camera 2 look next is probably where you might start a replay sequence. Let's say we're rolling out. You might start with this replay sequence, and this would be about your cue point, because you want to see kind of the pitch and the play happen, so you can see the whole thing. And then if you're rolling out here, you slow down, and then you might go to another look of that high first, which I think is what I put in here next. That high first, and this is the one where I'd probably say your cue point on this one, since you've already started with that camera 2 look, it'd be more towards him actually getting the ball. So go a little bit forward. So more towards like right there. So him actually making the play. And if you start it right here now for your second look of the replay, it kind of gives you more time, just kind of gives you better timing with that replay. So you're not showing him hitting the exact same ball that you just showed in the last replay sequence. It's just another angle of that double play turn. This is just him grounding out. Here I would say probably don't want it from here unless, again, the announcer asks for it, and then your producer will ask for that. But here's another example of sometimes you can see if he's safe or out. This always isn't your best look because of what I said earlier. You can see if the ball goes in from that camera 4 look, but sometimes you can still tell from this angle, depending on where it's at. This next one I think is just a double. And I'd say, how would you roll this, Sione?
How would I roll this? I would definitely start like probably about here.
Yeah, so
where that foot is.
Kind of the load of the swing.
Mm-hmm. Unless the announcer wants to talk about how his stance is and they want to like break that down, then I just go a little bit back on it so that you can like really see it, because the loading is part of the technique.
Yep.
So they might want to talk about that.
Yep. So you see the load. Obviously, there's where those runners score. That's where that. Let's say this angle. This was actually a lefty batter. This would be a spot where you might not get the swing, but you'll have a later shot because you're obviously going to have the runner scoring, and the producer needs to show that sometimes if you didn't get all the runners scoring from the directing side. So that's just something to look out for from this camera at all times, is runners scoring. Here your cue point is about right here if your producer wants the camera 4 look instead of the side swing for some reason. And then that's about your speed. And then hopefully around this time he's pushed to the next replay. But this is a good example of, okay, he's pushed to the next replay. Let me go see if I can see some other kind of react. And this one I actually liked. If you go back a little bit, from right here, this is your best angle. This is kind of, I don't think we even noticed it. And I don't think we played this. But you can see all 3 of those guys telling him to get down behind him. It just kind of shows a different angle, a different perspective that I don't think you always see in broadcast.
And then one thing about camera 4 for the replay, just take a moment to really absorb like how the pitcher is pitching, because some of them do, like depending on the sport, like for softball, they do like 2 different windups sort of. We don't really need to see the first kind of windup, kind of just the windup that leads into the ball being released. So, yeah.
Yep.
I just think that saves us time in the replay. That's important to kind of
Yeah.
just be aware of. Okay.
Your camera 2 look, obviously, so this is that one that, again, you'll probably start from around where the pitcher's holding it, and releasing the ball. Then this is one of your better looks because you can see everything happening. Not much else to say about that. By this time, you're probably out. They're probably out of your sequence, but if you want to see also, if they end up wanting to see the throw, then you might go, the producer might go to a different angle real quick, and then might come back to this angle if he wants to at all. So again, especially with baseball, it's very important to stick with your replays and see what else happens in that sequence other than just the initial, was it a good shot or not. And in this angle, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, that's where he looks in, you kind of get that reaction. That 80% of this replay was unusable, but then you get this reaction at the end to kind of see that after he just had a big 3-run double. And I think this has another reaction afterwards, maybe? No, but so that's just another angle that, again, it's important to stick with the replay. In this case, as a producer, I probably would have started with that side swing or that camera 4 look and then gone to this look, since it had the ball in the play the whole time. And again, it mixes it up from what the viewer just saw, which was camera 2. You have any questions about either one of those? No? This was a home run. I'd say a home run, if you have the batter, the lefty or righty, I'd pretty much always have the side swing queued up for your producer. As soon as a home run happens, I'd get that side swing queued up. I'd get that side swing and that camera 4 queued up. This is a big thing with baseball. You'll get this reaction right here a lot. His isn't the best on this one.
Yeah.
But we'll see it later in the Ike Irish one. It ends up being a good look from either either one of those low cameras or that high first camera. Siani, talk a little bit about where you like to start if we're in a full home run sequence, not a rollout or a package.
If we're in a full,
where do you like to start your camera 2 look?
Camera 2, I always start. Where's the fucking ball?
Yes.
Like, where is it? Because like, if you see you can't see it. Can't see it. So it's like find the ball first, and then once you have eyes on the ball, kind of like go back to it in the air, and then so probably about right here, and then.
You can see it go over.
Yeah. And then sometimes camera 2 will like follow the ball in the outfield. Like if a kid picks it up, that's always cool. Yeah.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
You're looking for kind of the same thing. Where does that ball land?
Okay, so I do remember this one specifically. We did replay this angle, and because she did almost get hit, and we did talk about that. Oh, she actually did get hit. Yeah. We definitely talked about that. And then we carried on through to her reaction through it, and she said she's good, and then we came out of it there, so. That was crazy.
And this is again that angle. I think this one they pan to something else right there. Hopefully they don't do that.
But if they do call it out.
But that one, I bet the director was saying, hey, go back to that girl. Is she okay?
Yeah.
And then this is your camera 4 look, and then Siani, kind of what she was saying earlier. Kind of see the whole wind up. And this is another angle you can see a reaction here from the pitcher in just a sec. It's like, that's a good thing. So say you're in a replay sequence, and you show the swing here first, and then let's say your producer wants to go to the side swing next, then it going over the fence. You can, after you show that main camera 4 look of the regular swing, you can fast forward a little bit to that reaction, and that's where you sell it to the producer. Hey, I have a pitcher reaction if you want it in red. Any again, you always get some kind of reaction around home plate and around this area from, I'd say even that right there, if you got it from the other side, kind of Cole Foster's reaction to that, because that's the thing that people look for all year is if they're going to do that or not, that celebration. So when he doesn't do it, it also kind of ends up being a good little reaction. This is just a strikeout. Couple different ways you can show this. Obviously from camera 4, same kind of thing we've been talking about. I like to show, especially when it ends up being a strikeout looking, I like to show the side swing a lot, just to kind of see his reaction. See, he was about to throw his bat for ball 4, and now he has to walk to the dugout. A little bit of a walk of shame. And then I added this last clip in here just to show, this isn't as useful for baseball, but sometimes softball, the camera 2 look, you can really see if the ball is outside of the plate or if it was actually on the plate. Sometimes the ball might be way outside, and you can see it from that camera 2 look because our camera 2 look on softball is high enough, and you can't always see it from that camera 4 look. So that's just something to look out for if you have the 2 high cameras during a strikeout, or if an announcer goes, "Oh, I think that might have been outside," just cueing back that camera 2, rolling back that camera 2 to see. Again, you can't really see it in baseball, but our softball stadium, you can see it pretty well because it's high enough. Yep.
On the prior one, on
Yep.
the side swing, would you have still replayed it if they did stay head to, like, so if they went head to all the way through on that little walk off where he kind of hits his bat, and then they made a push through the face?
Like right here,
Yeah, so there, and then you start pushing to his face because he's.
I probably still.
Oh, you still would
Yeah.
replay that? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that face, I was wondering if you would have preferred it.
Get a good reaction. Yeah, push. Yeah,
Okay,
I probably still would have replayed it.
cool.
I think either or actually works in this particular situation because of his reaction was like full body.
Yep.
So,
Right.
and then he does have his face, so like faces are always good. So I think staying wide for this one wasn't particularly wrong either.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Right.
I'm just wondering which y'all would have preferred. Because sometimes I ask.
Yeah, I think it's a hard one because I agree with Siani, but I think either one works. Like, I don't think you could have done anything wrong here.
Yeah.
I'd say the push, if it would have been a hard push,
Yeah.
and gotten out of focus for a second, then it might have ruined it. But if it was just a slow push to that face,
Yeah.
it would have looked good.
Got you.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all have any questions about any of those? All right. Now there's an Irish kind of melt in here from one of his games, and I want y'all to just make a package. And we can start with. I wonder if the baseball front end, I guess from last year. We can start by going to find an Irish front end. Who wants to go out of you 3 back there?
Caden.
Okay. He'll go in a second. Don't worry. About to fix that. All right.
Mario.
Everything's in control room for us.
Hello. I saw you on Instagram.
You did it on this
Yeah.
one instead of going
You
base
were
out.
you were in a photo
There's a
for
front, yeah, it's
the
different.
Auburn New Media Club.
Yeah, because they give you
Yeah. Are you like a member? You should be a member. It's a pretty cool club. You know, I was the vice president at one point. Like, it's a really cool club.
Click the offense front end one, or just do all of them so I
yeah.
can show you these.
Yes.
Yep. And
Yeah. I have
so I'll do a
the
better
best
job
friends
this
because
year,
of that club.
basically. This one is
So.
just a text one,
Okay.
and I'll have it say text on it this year, but the other ones are quite like you can actually see him swinging or something. So go to regular. Click that, see what that looks like. So you can see it's just text. Now go to the FE one. See, it's like him hidden or something. Yeah. Yeah, different pictures. Yeah.
And then some of them actually have like a defense and offense front end.
Yep.
So just whatever package you're making for them, you would do it. And then if it's like a all-around package, just use the most generic.
Yeah, so it would be this one.
Not exactly.
Or maybe not necessarily. I mean, it depends on. I mean, that's really.
That's a go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is everything like all the clips we're gonna need in this?
Yeah.
Do we have to clip them off, or is it just?
So you'll have to separate them when they're in a rip like that.
Okay.
So you'll have to put in multiple copies of that clip.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. And then you'll just select different in points and out points.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not like how if you make a clip during a game, you have all these angles to choose from. Yeah, they're all in that, but instead of them being like on top of each other, they're like one after another.
Okay. So it's just every angle is
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you supposed to make it like a package, or are you supposed to make it like if you were doing it live?
Make a home run package. So this is like his second time up at bat if he got a home run the last time. So you want to like recap that. I will say you want to shoot for like 15 to 25.
15.
Yeah. And I say 15 25 because it varies. But if we want to do it before he comes up to bat the second time, then it needs to be kind of quick. So that way we can get through the whole entire thing and be there in time for the first pitch. Yeah. And so like if a home run package is kind of long, you can make a long one. And then you can also make another one that's short term. So you have options to choose from. I do think experience will like let you know which one to use in which situation. Or the producer could be like, I need a quick one. Can you make it shorter or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like the playing the music, going down the street, I was like, no way, they still doing this stuff.
With the misplaced googly eyes that are gumballs. So SpongeBob's looking like this.
But the problem is, like the one I saw, it was just plain. Like there was no, yeah.
It was like no eyes or no
No, I'm
SpongeBob.
talking about like the car.
Oh.
Driving, playing the music, nothing on it.
No pictures?
Huh?
No pictures?
No, nothing.
That was a pedal-mobile.
Look, it
That was a
stops,
pedo van.
right? It stops. And
Pedo
it's like
van.
sets up.
Pedo
and
van.
Pulls up the like door, and the door has all of the. I'm like, you gotta put that on the outside, so we can't just have a white.
Yeah. With playing music? No.
But I remember as
It's
a
all
kid,
about
like, I used
marketing.
to freak out every time I saw that thing. I'd go and I'm like, please tell me this was not the same vehicle I ran to every day with no trademarks on it whatsoever.
They're not all
Ooh.
Like we're not. If they're not on homers, can we show the other?
Yeah, just make it.
package and athletes home run kind of.
So we can make like a general package, like
Yeah.
day, not just home runs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess that explained that very well.
So this would be more like a highlight package for the open kind of thing. So yeah, about 25 or less. Or, well, yeah. Shoot for 25.
have the description of what was in it. You're just eating corn syrup.
I'm so disgusted that all of y'all are building in the second output. That's so weird.
It's just where iGutter's homers was when it started.
I know, but it's just weird.
Like, is there an ice cream?
I only build in blue if I have to.
Yes, please.
I'm just not good enough to put in one yet, you know.
Like, I get your whole supply out of that little like ice Oh, dude. I used to see those like massive BC cup swings too. Alright, which one
The
you go?
percentage to look like some 60.
Yeah, no lower than like 60, but it's whatever looks right.
However I feel.
Yeah.
All American Smile. Right? That's baseball right there. This is 31.
Did you really just do that? Did you just scroll all the way back to the beginning?
Yeah, I could have just.
Loop your playlist.
Yep. You're right.
Wasting time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can watch this first.
Mhm.
Can you hear me? Just pad out.
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily start his package off with a reaction,
Okay.
but maybe put a hit before it so we know what he's kind of reacting to.
Yep.
Because to me, to have that reaction there, it's like, well, we have the front end there.
Yeah, I got
Does
you.
that make sense?
Yep.
And so I think you shouldn't waste your airtime on that.
Got you.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So
So I would. So the side swing there.
yeah,
and-
it would honestly. You can even just move that second clip a bit before it,
Okay.
and it's like he's reacting to that one.
Got you.
So what's your question?
I answered myself.
Nope.
It was just a stylistic thing.
Let me say it one more time.
I think it was a little longer. Than second longer.
That's good.
Does that make more sense?
Yes. It does make a lot more sense. You're
Have
right.
anybody returning that was good?
So honestly, you could even start that in a little bit more,
Yeah.
unless
Pad out.
you're going to use that for the hit as well. So I don't exactly remember what was on the front. So yeah, okay.
So you think there?
I would put just a little bit more on it. Because it's a rip, you might not always have that.
Yeah.
But like definitely after the camera comes out, and then because like we don't need to see like a side swing,
Yep.
you can just take it there, and then I'd probably just go like there.
Yeah, just send that for a little.
Unless we did have a side swing, and then you can lose a little more time, and like start with it kind of like here. Because like here again, where's the ball? You know, like so. Really, like if you can fake the ball is here, if you know it's like it ends up there, and really like let the camera push that the camera operator chose to do all the talking for you.
Okay. And then just go side swing, then just where it landed.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you?
But since you don't have the side swing here, I think it's perfectly acceptable to have it in this angle as well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because we already saw that. Because yeah. Gotcha. For a highlight package, like open stuff. You
I would even still shorten that second clip
Okay.
because it throws off the rhythm.
Yep.
But no, fair. Yes. Coming.
I'll see if you and I use the same
I mean, yeah, it's awesome.
You see, that's what I was talking
Yep,
about.
that's exactly. Yep.
And then
Nice.
slow, a little bit of room to get out.
Yeah. Nice job.
Thanks.
Put it in your first server.
Yeah.
You see, I told you, Emily, when I was talking shit about them doing it, I told you, this is why. They all built in the second one. I was like, wow. That was definitely a choice.
Oh, well, I think because the replay training was in there.
And you didn't follow along with it.
Yeah.
I like it. you can change that first. Do you know how to change that first clip to a cut?
Yeah.
That first the transition.
From the front end to the clip?
Yep,
or-
yep.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that
The
should
one below
see
it, that.
again when you-
I was talking about it.
Yeah, so click on the clip below it,
Yeah, and
the
then
below the front
I
end.
lose a little bit on the
So that's
back
the
end.
transition that's
On the front
attached
Of
to
that front
it.
end now,
So you'll hit Shift C,
does those two, and then it feels like it flies.
and then you hit
Doesn't
Enter.
feel like it flies off.
Let me play around with that.
Yeah.
No buff.
I just couldn't remember that.
So
Yep.
remember, go ahead.
So yeah, the side swing there always.
So you can even trim that a little bit more. Yeah.
Maybe give it like
A couple.
a couple frames. Yeah, one or two more frames.
Yeah, that is what
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, this time I was supposed to
Ready,
ready.
rejoin to
This was that camera too.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit more, but now you see how it feels like it flies at you.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
that adequate?
roll. Alex, you're good. Set 3 under. Dissolve.
I think I accidentally duplicated.
Set 4 under.
Would you ever? I was wondering this too.
Hmm?
So I played with putting this in there, but obviously with it being a highlight package, it makes no.
Camera clean.
Nice.
Is it the negative picture react?
Yeah.
I think it
delete all
works.
those?
Okay.
It depends because I definitely built a package this
Open a
weekend
new.
about with the pictures negative react in it when she gave up a
And
home
then I guess
run.
delete
So
those
Yeah.
comments. They can-
if it's a good enough reaction, you know.
So if that was like.
Although I will say I wouldn't necessarily put it in a highlight.
Package, yeah.
But if it was like the picture react says home run, I would definitely put that in the home run package.
Gotcha. Next.
Yeah. Emily.
Got you. I
Yep.
got it. Yeah, too.
Yep. Yep.
If we wanted to change the outpoint on this clip,
I wanna
make it later.
Delete, and then you select your out.
Okay.
Yep. And so now it's
there
open.
you go.
Mario,
Cool.
sit here.
Just for like extra pad, I guess. There we go. All right, I'm good.
Yes. Shift I.
The cut on that, yep. Huh? So T. Or, sorry.
What are we doing?
We gotta start. Wait, stop it real quick. I think you need to get
Okay, live up first.
Yep, I'll let you know when.
Wait. You mean like
Return record.
return up. There you go.
So yeah, so you press that button, it lives you up. So they'll say live up or
If we had like if we were
Whatever, I
recording,
can't remember.
it would give you the live thing.
yeah.
Go ahead
If you go to that,
and
press
add
T.
onto.
What are you trying to do? Transitions?
Yeah.
Okay, click this one because this is the transition you want to affect. So you hit Shift C.
Shift C? Okay.
Yes, and you'll hit 1, and then you'll hit Enter. You can also hit Shift C on the Dreamcatcher, your choice,
4 under.
but you have to hit Enter to lock it in. So now it says cut, so now you have a cut.
Okay.
So, and then you want to watch back the end of that transition so it looks
Just like
right.
that. Yep, because the graphic is still covering that cut.
And then added this so that we have like extra.
Yeah. So I'd say on that second clip.
Okay, and then close settings and
second clip.
diagnostics. Okay. And so pull this clip into a slot on the playlist, the lighter gray sections. Yeah. So that is your playlist bank. So any playlist you make there. It lives there.
Yeah, so I.
So go ahead and click into it.
And I make this just so you can see going over. the
And then add more clips into that one.
sell these?
No, more Irish homers, even though it's not Homer. Yeah, that clip. Up to the side. Yeah, add that clip. Add another one.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay, so
Alright, set 4 under. Or set 3.
we're gonna go to that first clip. Not really, as long as it's like,
Just because you've already seen.
it makes sense. If you're making an offense package, uses offense front end. If you're making a defense, uses defense one if he has one, or like do a neutral one, you know? That could work for both, but it does not really matter.
So
So,
go into
Now you
delete.
can click on that first clip.
Delete.
Okay, now you're ready to like select your in, out, and
Over here.
Twice is when it's.
Out.
the angles you want.
Okay.
So
And then scroll forward.
let's just
So make sure
start here. Yep.
Go
So
right there.
this is a good angle to start with. Probably.
And then let's go to the next clip.
So I would do it up here, and then select your in. Now scrub forward.
Just like that, yep.
Scroll out. Yep.
That you're going back. Forward. Go forward.
And right
Yeah.
there, I'd say, yeah.
So he doesn't really do much coming around first. Sometimes if they know they got a home run, you can see them start reacting coming around first. So that's sometimes you want to carry over to that if the producer wants to. But you can probably get out about right here. Yeah, mark your out. So that is your first clip. So move on to your
Go ahead and
second.
copy this.
You can scrub to your second one
Copy
too.
this clip exactly. Yep.
Slide off.
Yep, so scrub through.
Yep.
Last
Control
four
C.
in, first four out the whole
Be
system.
ready to cut
Control V.
around.
I think there's
Yep, scrub past it. We already have this clip.
That one, yep. And now scroll forward.
Set two.
Let's see. Keep scrolling forward.
Set one.
You can add the side swing if you want, or you can go to the.
Yeah, let's see if we get. Yeah, it'll be this one.
Yeah, let's just put the side swing in. We'll keep it real simple for you today, okay? So yeah, Mark, where do you want to set your endpoint for this one?
Is it where the leg
Let's see if we can get it from.
Yeah,
comes up?
yeah,
So like right there?
yeah.
Set three with font two.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
go
I started
ahead.
like right
A little bit more, I would,
here.
just so
Or
he's
a little bit right
finished
there.
it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like that.
about there.
Yep.
And dissolve.
And now we want to see where the ball
And then
went.
you want a little bunch pad here, so keep going forward. 'Cause this is gonna be your last shot. So that you're out right there.
Go ahead and background.
Okay, so let me show you
Now
something.
delete the one before it.
If you hit shift, the second button, and you hit fast jog mark, you can now like scrub really fast.
Oh,
Okay?
Yep.
So
Let's see what this looks like now.
with great power comes great responsibilities.
And lose.
always.
Okay.
Set three.
Now I turned it off. Okay. So go ahead and show me where the ball went.
And dissolve.
So we'll cut a little bit off that. And now you got all this. So yeah, go to that clip before now.
So do you just want like the ball midair?
Set five.
Yeah.
Dissolve.
That's a good place to start since we already have him swinging twice. We do not need him swinging for this one.
Dissolve.
So with the ball in the air is where you want to set your in.
Yeah.
Let's go
Cool.
forward.
That's just one play too, so that's
Yep.
more like if he hit a home run first.
Yeah, then that would be his.
So probably
next
like get
time.
out right there since nothing
That's
happens
good.
after from this angle.
Ready two.
I see you,
If we were
Emily.
doing, huh? No, yeah, that's good.
And so
If we were
now
doing
we
like
need
a
one more
league stage,
angle
like his next game
So
or
pulling
something,
another
wanted a whole
Irish
package, you'd add
homework
a couple
clip
more clips in there.
to find a reaction to
But
this.
was good.
Or some reaction that you can fake somewhere to make it look like this was his reaction to this. Because sometimes we do that and it makes the story juicier. Okay? How you doing? Okay, you'll hit delete on the keyboard
I feel like I forgot.
at the bottom. And then you hit in to delete your in and you hit out to delete your out. Yep.
Set four. Dissolve. Add the
You're not
button.
faster, Logan?
And yep, that you did that. Ready. So now. Now the button
First
now is
import.
when you'll cut emails.
So I would even keep going.
Import those front ends.
See what else you can get out of this. So yeah, that reaction right there, that's a good one.
You'd start
So
with
actually,
operation.
there's more in the front, so scrub back.
22, 20. This
Job
year
back.
we'll be doing 23, 24. but we don't have to-
Yeah.
Let's go to that.
He's coming. When he's already on bid.
So actually here, whenever we're looking
Alright,
for
so
front
your
ends,
in is right
we
about
have
here.
specific front
Forward,
ends
forward,
Yep. So you go
about here, yeah.
front ends,
Press it and turn it
Mark
off.
your
and
in.
then that's where
Mark your in.
you want team player.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Do you feel like you need to turn it off?
And then
Turn it off.
you have a couple of,
Shift, fast jog.
Just like
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So
So just click all four. And I'm
we
gonna
want the
show you
whole
the difference.
angle, whatever left of this, because this is going to be your last angle.
Uh-huh.
So we need pad on this. So yeah, go forward.
Ready, 2, clean, take.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3, 4, take 4.
I want all of this.
Wimbiana will be the
Three, two,
Timmy
take
will be the base.
All right.
Yeah.
So right there. That's your out. Okay. So loop your playlist. Loop it. Hit loop playlist. The red button at the top. Again. Press it again. Okay. Now you're ready to play it. So network play.
Okay, so I just want to show you the difference in these.
One,
So if you go to this first one, this
Yep.
yeah, that one works. So play it.
Ready, 4.
So like you can even come out when he picks up that ball.
That says offense.
So yeah, scroll back.
Sometimes I put defensive ones in there if we have like a defensive play.
So right there.
That doesn't have that.
Forward.
So go to that
Right
one,
there's
that
your out.
one.
You can.
That's just
Yep.
if there's just the text one. So I always like to use one of the ones with a picture if we have one.
If he's,
Yeah.
if you want a defense, you're just looking for like a shot at him.
And I'll not for him. I'll probably have
So,
one this year. at
take
some
this
point,
one.
But you didn't play a lot of defense last year.
Okay.
But if you were doing
Put it
a
at the
defense
top of your
package,
playlist.
I'd probably use the text.
And then click on this one.
Yeah.
Hit Shift C.
Right.
You okay? So there's two Shift C's you can hit. You can hit Shift C here, or you can hit Shift C there. Shift C effect. Okay. So you don't press it, but
If you
you
had a
hit
home run,
Shift
yeah,
C.
or I mean this first
Yeah.
one. This is why I like this first one.
Yeah, and then you hit
This one you
cut,
could really use for anything.
and then enter.
You could really use for anything.
5, take
You can pull
5.
that one in.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And so now loop your playlist again.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean even defense to be honest.
One more time.
Still kind of confusing.
And then
but
play it out.
This one you could really use for anything.
Okay.
Ready, 4, clean.
All right. So I guess I'll
So that'd be
start
your
off.
first.
Not really a
Yep.
talk about anyone, just casual, besides like
Yeah.
whatever remains.
And then this is just a
Yep.
5-minute rip basically.
And we're
Usually,
good.
Plays obviously.
Nice.
5 different angles.
And then
Basically,
21
I just
minus
put just
8.
One rip of
That's
home
like
run.
12 seconds.
So let's do
So
that.
We're good.
That one. Yeah. Home run.
let's go.
Or I guess yep. Yep. And let's go ahead and skip this first one. Let's go ahead and skip that. Let's do the double one. So I want it around 25 seconds.
Ready, replay red and affect the red. Roll red. Step Y and roll red. Ready, out to
You either start,
out
so you
to
either start with the
Ready,
camera
4.
4, or you can start with the side swing.
Ready, 1, take 1. Ready, 4. And take 1.
Just fly on the wall for the like the best day of their lives. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ready, 1 and take 1.
Did we use any of this up here? Oh,
Good, yeah.
Keep on
so
1.
that would be probably
That could be your first
Ready,
shot.
clean. Ready, 2,
On the side
1.
swing.
And take 2 clean.
So go ahead and take this.
Take
Kills it
1.
for TV. It's hard to watch because you like. I'm sure leaving.
Ready, 1, take 1.
So go ahead and add that to the playlist.
Ready, 2, take 2.
They just put like some talking heads on for 20 minutes. And
Okay.
Ready, 3, take
Now,
3.
just get that one off that, yeah.
Ready, 4.
So you probably want to see it going to that
5
high.
minutes maybe.
You can come get that, in, or yeah, you can get around it, I guess. Yeah.
Ready, 1, take 1.
right there because that gets us away from that.
You know how to fast job?
Ready, 2,
Yeah.
take 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait.
Hey, as long as you know that there's faster ways to do
Yeah.
things.
Okay, that's the clip I just, yeah, it is.
Ready, 2, take.
I think now I'm looking
So,
for.
we're gonna do what's called a rollout here. We talked about rollouts? Alright, so rollouts is when we're going to
So hit delete on the keyboard.
effect to a replay, another replay. We do it down here.
Next to the arrow
But
key.
we're gonna transition. So then you'll just go ahead and one of like these down here. Okay?
And that'll let you-
So I'm gonna say ready, Auburn rollout to red. So go ahead and show me what you do.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I was there.
And then
Now she did.
but then Saturday I was camping for softball.
So the one thing that I'll say is on rollouts, we always go clean.
You can even cut that shorter.
Yeah, I was about to ask, do you want the throw in or do you just kind of want they pick it up?
Oh, kind of when they pick it up because nothing happens on this throw in. So, but if they were like throwing to like try and get somebody out,
Okay.
if they
So I
did
can-
get
I
them
can-
out,
so I
we would
can
want to
stop
see
it
that. Yeah,
here?
you can stop it there.
So
But if something did happen on the throw in, we'd probably want to see that. But nothing happened.
Okay, so I need to put this one shorter too, because I kind of throw it. So you'd stop it right there.
Yeah.
I told Asia a story about this is for camp. So 2021 Bama. It was Daniel.
Would you, I have a question for you. Would you stay on a clip this long?
No.
You wouldn't? You would choose a different angle than this?
No. Yeah, because the only reason I could see this angle going this long on a game would be this is the live angle they're just sitting on. But no, I feel like honestly, I feel like nothing really happens there
So
that
if-
warrants that long of a rip.
Okay, so would you just replace that first one with something else?
I wouldn't even replace it. I would just take it out entirely.
You would just delete it entirely?
Not. I would keep the side swing.
Okay. So you would just cut it short.
Yeah.
You would stop it
Yeah, right there.
right there?
hmm
And then just find something else.
Now, if that was kind of if that was like the home run hit, I would maybe, if he does something on first, like on the way to first,
Gotcha. Okay.
maybe. Or if he like does there have been times where they've carried the bat like halfway down the line, saw that they got a home run, and then flipped it, then I'd get out after that
So
flip.
if he does nothing, just don't.
Yeah, kind of. You want to think about what's the best way to save your time. You have a valuable 20 seconds. What's the most important way? What's the most important of these
Wait, how long
angles?
do I have?
So this is like just a highlight. So about 20, 25.
Okay. I have to think.
Not including pad. But honestly, 25 would be your max, I would say. Yeah. So 25 and then whatever pad you have. There have been times where I feel like I've made this package as short as I can. And I've asked for like, hey, can I please get another 30 seconds? Like, not another 30 seconds, another 5 seconds on it. And then
Do you like-
depending on the producer.
Would you like this?
So the more I see this, the more mad it makes me that this clip is so long and you can't find the freaking ball.
Well, I mean, it's right. It's like hidden behind
Yeah.
this post right there, and then you can't really see it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
You
why.
gotta lose it.
Yeah. So like, I would definitely start to like where you said you start to lose it. So yeah, keep scrolling. Yeah. It's like kind of like right here. Because if you can't find the ball and you're replaying and watching it slowly, the person at home cannot find it either. So
I don't think it's landed yet. There's that guy's tracking it there.
yeah, then there it is. So
So
like once
it comes out of front right there.
yeah, so you can either start it there or you can let the push do some of the locating for you. And
So would you kind of go a little bit?
honestly, I think this is really a situational kind of thing, because if this is a home run sequence and we're doing it for the next at bat, we don't really need all that time. So like I would start it where I can see the ball comes back in, or a little bit.
So like the before is maybe like right there, so you don't miss it coming into the front. You
A
know what I
little
mean?
bit more, right there.
Right there.
And honestly, it's a lot of watching it over and over again till the rhythm feels right.
And then would you kind of let it bounce and let it for like a second, because then that guy starts celebrating too.
Yeah.
So I could end it like a right.
So like end it after his celebration and then watch it back to see how
Okay,
it
well
feels.
he ended right there because all
Yeah.
the lights are going crazy too.
So like
right.
yeah, right there. And then move on to the clip after it.
And then it's just him.
Okay. And I say move on to the clip after it because I personally feel like the clip before it and the clip after it really affect what the clip in between, how it looks.
Yes.
So go ahead and watch the whole thing.
Once that clock hits 8 minutes, I will go ahead and do this, and I will cut this until we need to get to
So this one,
because then
there's
I'm
that, but if
already
you keep
ready
going
to
on this
preview,
one,
and I'll go ahead and set
also
where I'm going. So if we're going Y,
yeah.
then
So
Yeah.
whenever
Probably
I'm
saves
done,
time right
I just
there.
gotta hit my effect.
So you can even come out of that reaction just a little bit sooner.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
You wanna do it again?
Make it,
And then
I
just
would
kinda-
do it a little bit more on the ball coming, the last clip before it. Put a little more in the
This is probably
front.
gonna be your last clip.
on the ball coming down.
So-
Yeah, just because
Keep going.
again, like I can't see the ball. I don't know what we're looking at. So I think more on the front.
So what that does,
The push that the camera does helps kind of guide your eyes.
sees the
But
reaction.
we also
Hopefully he's gonna get out of
want
the
it to not
package and go to-
feel like we're looking at it forever. So it's really just you gotta go back and forth. So like a little bit, go further back, because the camera is doing this push. So
Take two.
right here, let's just see how it feels, you know.
Yeah.
So go to the clip in front of it.
Hey, if she strikes out, we're gonna roll out. Ready, one, take one. So you can go ahead and cut Eagles for a little bit. because Only on a strikeout.
I still feel like you do.
You can probably take off a little bit more on the front,
Take off a little bit.
just a little bit. Like take off half of what we added, you know.
But also,
So if we're selecting an in from the green area, we don't have to clear our in or out.
You don't? Okay.
No.
so like I'd have your
Only if you want more.
like,
Got you.
and
Okay.
And basically you're
So
just waiting.
probably like go to where my finger is.
Ready, one, take one.
Right. Up,
Oh,
forward.
sorry.
Yep.
Second
Right there.
strikeout.
Yep.
Okay, so ready, two, take two.
So yeah, we'll just and then go to the clip before it.
Ready, one, take one.
Did that pause when you were telling me?
Ready, two,
Right
take
there.
two. Ready, four.
Yep, I say a little bit on that clip, especially the front end and the back end.
Is this too long?
This
But it
one,
also has.
Strikeout, ready,
cut a little
two.
bit
So
off.
like you have,
Ready, Auburn.
I would say the
roll out
pad
to
really
red,
starts here.
and-
Yeah.
Because like one, we have that reaction, so like we have a reaction covered. We could stay for this reaction. We could stay for that one too.
Yeah.
So I would actually put a little bit
I
more
may throw at you
on this
a
one
capper.
as well, if it's there. Like if
Okay.
I was clipping
I
this,
don't know. I think I kind of stopped there because it was already kind of
yeah,
long.
yeah.
100%.
But it is a good reaction, so like I could see them wanting to stay.
I mean, do you think it's
better reaction and it
too
gives them more
like
Does that make
meaty in
sense?
general?
You
Like
feel comfortable with
in,
that?
do you think it's just a lot in here? Because there's like
Alright, you wanna do another half inning?
Okay, so I'm going to actually.
Probably, I'd probably go back.
So what I do is I pick where I would want to get out. So like probably like right here is good enough. You.
No, let's right there.
Why do you have an aux clip?
I don't know.
Can you clear that?
I don't know what that is.
So if we can like clip off a rip of music from program,
You just clear it?
yeah. You can rip off a clip of music from program, and then we do a playlist to it. You know how we're always joking about gotta get up? That's what we're doing the audio thing for.
Okay.
This transition.
So the total runtime is 35 seconds.
Yeah.
You have 9 seconds left on this clip. 35 minus
So you
9.
got 26.
Yeah, 26. That's a fine length for a package.
Okay.
Maybe a little heavy, but
At you at that end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
if this was, it depends on where this is going to be played. That determines the length really. Because if it is a open highlight and we're just talking about him, go ahead and use those 30 seconds of like the time that's slotted for your replay, your not replay package in the open. If this was like a clip for his next at bat and he just got a home run at the last one, I would make this one no longer than like 15 seconds.
Would you
And then
want
whatever
all-
pad at the end.
So if he just had a home run last at bat, again, would you want like just the home run? Or would,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the home run. Now you could make an all day package for him if he did something all day that included the home run, but then you're substituting looks of the home run for looks of other things. So like instead of doing the camera 4 to camera 4, camera 5, camera 2, and then a reaction look, I might just do camera 2, camera 5, and then like 2 or 3, and then move on to what else he did that day.
Got you. Okay.
Yep, so go forward a little bit.
And then do I need to add any transitions to these?
Probably just this first one.
Needs to be a cut.
Yep.
instead?
So you want to make sure that you're on the clip.
Okay.
You can either hit Shift C here, or you can hit Shift C here, and so you can mess with the effect.
Okay.
So,
Do you have like a preference?
for honestly, it depends on where my hands are at the time. Cause like Jones, he's trying to focus on only using the Dreamcatcher and like literally only using the keyboard to type. I go back and forth because sometimes I get mad and I'm like, I just need to click and drag things sometimes. You know, just gotta go back to basics. But it's whatever feels comfortable for you and whatever allows you to do it right the first time.
Okay.
Change.
Wait, you said Shift C?
Yeah, you hit Control C. And then again, you can either hit one on the keyboard, you can hit one here, or you can click one. So like,
That's double clicking?
you hit Enter next.
Okay.
Yep.
Correct.
Enter.
Only time that we're gonna
Enter's right here. I will say
I'm
these.
so used to the ginormous.
No. Yeah. I was just about to say these keyboards are actually very tiny. So like when I first started, I was like punching buttons
No,
wrong.
I'm like trying to figure out, just trying to get that big expression keyboard, like, and then just pushing it. I'm like, I just not even look at this.
Yeah, I remember one day Blake gave me the big keyboard as an option to use when we were having messed up with one of ours. I was like, Blake, I can't do it. It's too big.
So how do you,
Yeah.
wait, so let's just see if this looks any better.
Now it's a cut. Boom.
Nice. And these are already all dissolved.
Yep.
So if you had to make this shorter in any possible way, would you can make that, can you make that a little bit shorter? Hang on, I'm gonna go back.
I can
So
show
could
you what I would do.
Could you cut it like right, like there as soon as it bounces against the wall? You can make
Yeah.
it, cut it there.
Yeah. So I would definitely either choose to either have him in there or have him not in there. Because if him being there is like the difference between a double and a triple, then I think it's important for him to be there. But if he like comes in there and literally nothing happens afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
But like if he came in, picked it up, and then dropped it, you gotta have that in there.
Got you. So just asking, if you had to cut anything, like, what would you do to fix it, make it shorter, but still have everything in here?
Okay. So I would definitely. I
Make that
commit.
shorter?
Yep.
Could you cut it right so it leaves the infield? Okay.
Yep. Honestly, I'd throw in like a side swing or a pitch angle, so that way we can cut out all this out,
Okay.
and then that would only be like maybe.
Yeah, see, I was trying to not have another pitch angle or another like side angle in here since I had it for the other ones.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah. So I think that's perfectly acceptable.
I didn't want to be kind of repetitive.
Sometimes you're in a crunch and it just not that it has to look like that, but it happens.
Ready, two, take two. Ready, four, take four. Nice job. This helps. That makes sense.
So I just took off 5 seconds. And so like after you do something crazy like that, definitely watch it back to make sure that it still flows.
So Josh, this would be kind of in game if we're coming back with a package item when he goes to hit or something. Does that make sense?
You got a package. You want it in a package.
Then you still have that paddle celebration on the end.
So again, you see this camera angle. This one is the bane of my existence.
Is that the high first or the
High home.
high home? Or is the high first one? No, that's the high first one.
Yeah.
I said I bet high first would probably track that a little bit better, but
Yeah. So if you did want to use that high first here, you would use it here.
Get low third for that reaction right there.
Yeah.
Well, low third could whip. That's why I didn't use a low third.
And then honestly, sometimes I have gone through and made a whole entire package just to get to that last angle, that last clip that like for that I need a reaction for, and to realize this is the only reaction I have. It literally looks like the clip before it, and so I would remake it backwards, selecting different angles, not necessarily.
That last one has to stay
Yeah.
that. Got you.
And like I kind of call that like building yourself into a corner. Not that it's your fault, but sometimes it is, and you're just like, oh, well, I'm here now. But
No, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I picked up expressions so easily, and some of the stuff for replay is not wanting to stick in my brain. Like some of the easy, like shortcuts and how to get stuff, and it's frustrating.
I will say, for you to say that, I will say I cannot do expressions. So
I don't
I
know.
hope that's like kind of comforting in a way.
It took me a while to figure out like where things were stored in the computer and where I could not be totally independent and like setting up a show, but like I'm fairly confident that I could do it if need be. But like this is like a whole other animal.
Yeah.
And like nothing's the same. And so my like expression brains wanted to do some shortcuts. I'm like,
Yeah.
like it's not gonna be the same.
And then you
But-
also haven't had any reps on that, so on replay, so
Yeah.
there's that too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what we did in previous like trainings, and some of the stuff we kind of covered in the first or second training, and then we just never like really talked about again. And I'm just like, well, I have no idea like how to. I don't really remember how to do some of this stuff.
That's why we say a lot about it. It's like you just have to do it to retain
Well,
that
that's the same thing
information.
for expression
Yeah.
too. Like it's the same concept. I think I got thrown on expressions so much in the beginning that I had no option but to learn what things were. But what's different about video board replay versus broadcast replay?
The motivation for broadcast, it's definitely neutral. We want to document the story. Video board, you're like, I'm Auburn, baby, let's go. I don't wear these shoes for nothing. Orange and blue, let's go. And then you can actually make your highlights look a little cooler.
Nice.
Like I would never do like a slow-mo, like a normal speed into a slow-mo and then ramp it and all that stuff. I would never do that in a broadcast highlight unless it was like a special package like the Lonnie Good Hands one.
Yeah.
But over there, if it's like a basketball video board show, especially men's, I'm slowing things down. I'm speeding them up. I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm flashing colors. I'm breaking the thing back here. And it's all Auburn all the time.
No, but I saw her play the shift, and I was like, oh fun! I actually get a replay shift before basketball season's over. That's cool.
Yeah, I'd say on this one.
But yeah, video board like men's basketball is such an experience.
I think
Is it women's or men's?
It's the men's game on the
Okay.
second. That's
Cool.
I don't remember who that is.
Either Colin or Jobo, I think, because I took the second off to hopefully I'll get another job on the second. And then so Jones will probably be over here, and that'll leave.
I think on the video board, you get it right there.
Yeah, so probably Colin or Jobo. That's my bet. Maybe Mario, maybe Caden.
That'd be great.
Is that Siani?
What?
Did you paint the unicorn?
Oh no, that was Lance.
Lance. Okay.
Most of this over here too was also Lance. So he's an artiste.
His painting name is Lawrence. Something for me. He's got his what's it called, his pen name, Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Alright. Any other?
I don't think so. We have some new people coming up on expression soon,
No?
and
Y'all got it, right?
I'll be
Y'all got it.
aping, and that's fun. Like
Help y'all out a little
I'll have
bit today?
Andrew as an expression op for women's basketball on the 29th. He's never touched expression before, and I'm like, oh, this will be fantastic. This will be fun.
Just patience.
I know. I know Sam has a baseball shift on
Thank
Bug,
y'all.
and I'm like, you need to be asking Jake if he can come to the meetings.
505-ish.
But
I don't know. She needs to just show up, invited or not.
I'm gonna tell Andrew like when I'm planning on building, and like, he's more than welcome to come.
I think he's the type to actually take you up on it. Kind of.
Oh,
He
sure
he
is.
does also like to write a lot of notes.
So I think I will. I'll probably come in that week. I don't think we have any besides a midweek game that week for baseball or softball. I don't remember which one. I think the 28th.
I don't know the schedule. We already talked about this.
No, I don't. Well, I work in the Spanish spring break. I think I had like 7 or 8 shifts in the Spanish spring break, so that's that's fun. But
With the paycheck.
yeah, well that's fantastic. Well, this week in itself, I have expression linear tomorrow, bug linear Thursday, and I have AP baseball Friday and Saturday, and I have bug baseball Sunday, and I have
Oh, it's like back to back to back.
and I have bug baseball
Those are
Tuesday, and then I have linear women's gymnastics on expression next Friday. And then I'm off for my birthday. Thank God.
How old are you turning?
21.
21. What's 9 plus 10?
But I actually had asked off the 23rd to the 25th, and Brandon had texted me. He's like, "Do you want the linear women's expression or gymnastics on the 9th and the 23rd?" And I was like, "Of course I do. Like, of course I want them, because those are like the better paying linear.
Bye.
Those are the better paying linear expression shifts, like linear on expression rather than on bug. And so I was like, of course, yes, I want them. And then I was like, so say I have a conflict on the 23rd, that best off, just put me on anyways, it's fine.